Hello, welcome to another modern stream. Today we're gonna be trying I feel like it's been all amulet all the time lately, and that's a good thing, hopefully. But we're gonna be trying a slightly different list to the one from my previous video in this very stream, because I'm gonna be trying Hanweir Battlements. A lot of people have been really high on Hanweir Battlements. The reason being because it makes your mana base a lot more consistent. And that's definitely true. You're going to see that all of my bounce lands, I have 10 of them, and all of them tap for green, which is a beautiful, beautiful sighting for a deck like this. It makes my Castle Gerenbricks better. It makes my, stuff like Lair of the Hydra get better. It also makes room for me to play a fetch land, which I'm pretty interested in having in my deck anyways, and the second copy of Valakut, which I wasn't able to fit in my Battlements deck list. If you wanted to, you could also, add a second Total West or whatever, but I'm pretty happy with the amount of untapped green sources on turn 1 that I have access to in this deck list, and I think that's pretty nice. We're going to see how everything else works out, but you're going to see that it's basically the exact same deck list that I played the previous league with that only difference. Like I'm playing I'm playing a copy of Battlements instead of Stronghold, and that may seem like a small change, but in reality, it's just like a huge thing. And in fact, we did have this come up in the previous league where we won a match against Burn specifically because we were playing Slayer Stronghold. So it's one of the things where I'm trying this out because a lot of people are doing well with it, but the way that I see it personally is the Stronghold package makes your amulet and makes your Primeval Titans this much better, while the addition of Battlements, which makes your mana more reliable and makes your Dryads better, I think give you this increase in power level and consistency. So basically what you're giving up is this much consistency, but you're getting this power level out of the deal. So that's kind of the trade-off, and I think the trade-off makes sense in my eyes, and every time I play Battlements I end up regretting it. So this is just maybe one more of those times, or maybe this time Battlements is the truth. I don't know. I'm willing to find out, and that's what we're going to be doing in this league. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and if you want to support the stream, you can find a bunch of different options in the description of the video down below. Patreon, donations, coaching, all that stuff. So check that out in the description, and I'll see you for round number 1. Okay, opening hand, absolute garbage, ship it. Better. But we see how awkward Colossus is with this hand, right? Like, this card has been so awkward so consistently, and I've always had it in my opening hand, in this and in the previous league that I played today. This hand is probably okay. Like, I'm not super stoked about it, but, like, it's not the end of the world. We get double Karn, which makes me a lot more excited about going for coding with the first Karn, because even if my Karn does die, we still have like a backup Karn. Started playing Amulet a few months ago, so I might ask you a few more questions. Yeah, you're very welcome, Arctic Racers. This is very, very much questions are encouraged kind of stream. Opponent targets me with Bubble. Is this Murktide but playing Serum Visions? Is that what's up? Or is this some kind of combo deck? Okay, so we're gonna play Turf this turn because this gives me the untapped source for next turn. I'm not gonna attack for value because my opponent could dash a monkey, so. But yeah, Arctic Racer. Also, if you're interested in, like, if you go to my YouTube, I have like infinite amulet content in there. Literally infinite. Colossus is a new Dread Arbor, love it in the deck, but hate it having it in the opener. Yes, big time. Serum Visions? Yeah, it's been a minute since this one, right? I wonder what my opponent's up to. Maybe they're playing like Storm with Mishra's Bubbles? That would be kind of hot. Too bad that my opponent just drew all the bubbles against my Karn. And like, they just got to crack all of them. That's so unlucky, honestly. They probably have Counterspell here. Or not. Okay. So now what? I mean, I don't have information about what my opponent's doing. I think I'm gonna go for coding only because I have a second Karn. If I didn't have a second Karn in my hand, I wouldn't go for... Man! Do I want a Sky Sovereign, though? It might do nothing. Let's just go for coding. Maybe my opponent doesn't have the bolt, or like they have heat instead. I don't know. Snapcaster. Wow. Okay, so my opponent's going so deep, it's not even funny. Iteration. Okay. So they don't have Delirium. Even if they find a fetch off of the iteration, still no Delirium. Coding is guaranteed value. No, not really. If they bolt the Karn, then coding is not guaranteed value. Love the YouTube content. Deck building an amulet is so complicated and meta dependent. I still have much to learn. Yeah, so do I. What? I guess going for coding was the right play, huh? I guess it was the right play. Good. I was not expecting that outcome, let me be honest, but it worked out. Let's just say that it worked out. So Endurance looks hot. Cavern of Souls looks hot. What's my opponent doing? Are they just playing Blue Moon? I think my opponent is just playing Blue Moon. So I think I want these to stabilize against Murktide. I'm definitely going to be cutting 2 Sagas at least. Maybe more after I see a Blood Moon. I think I'm going to keep the cards, but I'm not going to bring in explosives. Well, it can't be Grixis. Like, they fetched for blue-red. And they naturally found, like, it's very unlikely that they have 3 Steam Bands if they're playing Grixis, right? So I don't like Cultivator because it's really hard to cast under Blood Moon. I maybe want hers. Like, I'm not sold on this, but maybe I do want it. So let's cut 1 amulet to Explores and call it a day. Again, I'm assuming my opponent has monkeys, so that's why I'm leaving Gracers. This hand's probably just bad, right? If this were a basic forest, I think I would actually snap this off. Yeah, I don't think I can really keep this. Like, it's just way too slow. Well, this hand's good against Blood Moon, I guess. Do I keep this, send one of these summoners back? I think so. This is so bad. Just don't monkey me. Damn it. Okay, we're dead. Probably can't win. Gracer. Damn it. So I kind of have to play out this heat next turn, because otherwise I'm just not going to have any fetchables. Tolaria West exiled. That sucks. DRC. Okay, this is just like... Is this just like Blue-Red Murktide, I guess, but with Serum Visions and Snapcasters for whatever reason? Guess my opponent could not afford the Bird Lawyer. I think that's what's going on. But then you should just not play Snapcasters anyway, right? Okay, if I'm gonna draw a bad card, that's one of the better bad cards to draw. Opponent kept a card on top, by the way. Really scary. So before the trigger, I'm gonna fetch for basic forest, because if they exile my basic forest, I effectively just don't have any more fetchables and I just destroyed my own land. Since when people are prepared for Saga, how many do you usually shave? I tend to cut at least 2 in almost every matchup. Not almost every matchup. I wouldn't say that I cut 2 in almost every matchup, but in a fair amount of them, I do. Yeah. Here's an Asusa. Do you want to counter it? You could if you wanted to. Subtlety? Gross. I guess we're gonna bottom that. So we can pack for it if we need to, because it's gonna get exiled to the monkey. That's a combo. That's a combo. This is very good to know about, though. That's funny. Okay. Play that, bounce this. It means I don't get to Pact for Endurance. Maybe I should have done that, actually. Maybe I should have Pacted for Endurance and just cast it. Spreading Seas. Alright, so that's basically Time Walk, and I lose. I lose to the Time Walk. Okay, so my opponent's playing like a super janky deck, and they have Spreading Seas also against my Sagas. Yuck. So let's do that. And I guess we're gonna cut Expedition Map, and we're gonna bring in Amulet, and we're gonna bring in Explore. I think this is fine. Well, this hand is the nuts. Lair, Gracer, Valakut, go. So if we find any untapped land, we can start triggering Valakut on turn 3. I guess any non-bounce land, we can start triggering Valakut on turn 3. That's a bounce land, unfortunately. I'm still gonna go for... No, actually, I'm supposed to play the... But... Yeah, I have to play this on Giant, I think. Like, this means if I draw Primetime, I can't cast it. And it also means that if I don't draw a bounce land, I still can't trigger. So, like, I'm definitely running a little bit of a gamble here, but I think it's fine. Torpor Orb. Well, don't really care about that one too much. Hey! Kill the monkey, don't want to mess with that. And we get to swing with Lair for 3. So this is 5. Gonna bounce what? Cavern of Souls. Five, yeah. Do you prefer Hearse in the main deck instead of side with Karn? Yes, big time. Hearse is in the sideboard to be brought in. It's not in the sideboard to be fetched with Karn. Tormod's Crypt is in the sideboard to be fetched with Karn. Spreading Seas. Do you have another bounce land? So that doesn't really do that much. Hey, look at that. Force a negation. Subtlety? Oh, we actually don't get a trigger. I forgot about that part. It's fine. So we lose to Blood Moon. It's probably fine. So if opponent has Blood Moon, we're dead. Like, I still think I have to jam, right? Like, I can't activate Lair in the face of what's his name, so we just lose to Blood Moon here if my opponent has it. They don't have it. All right, sweet. Got there. See you next round. Okay, what do we got here? So turn 3, Uncounterable Dryad into turn 4 Primetime. We actually need any untapped land to give us turn 4 Primetime. That seems good to me. If we find Amulet, we probably win straight up. We also have Explore as a redraw. We also have... Ooh, Sacred Foundry. Is this burn? Yep, it's burn. Arboreal Gracer has been revealed to Goblin Guide. Basic Forest. Okay, that's kind of fine. Oh man, these burn gamers just never stood a chance. They just never did. They never stood a chance. Not only do I get the land from the Gobo, but I also get the... Oh man. Just lot 2 times against main deck Blood Moon. Enchantress is a hell of a deck. I mean, Enchantress is a bad deck that plays Blood Moon. That's just what it is. Oh, I just realized we just drew Amulet. Wow. Yeah, these burn gamers are just they just can't catch a break today. Holy crap. How has Lair been in Slayer's build? It's been okay. Like I haven't activated it too much. Shout out to my opponent for choosing the right basic arts. Like I love this basic mountain onslaught with all the freaking goblin thingies. We're gonna trade with a goblin guide here. I mean, actually, no, I'm not. So we can't die. Let's say my opponent has Bolt. They have Bolt Skewer, okay? So that's the best possible thing they could have. If they have Bolt Skewer, then we take 3, 5, plus 6, and we would die. So if they have Bolt Skewer, we actually die? So I think that means I'm supposed to block here. The problem is this Titan is not lethal if I block with the Dryad, because I'm playing Battlements. But if I block like this, my opponent loses the Gobbo. Well, let's see what I'm drawing, I guess. I drew this. Okay, so if I block like this, my opponent bolts the Dryad. That's one less card in hand. They Monastery Swift Spear. We take 2, 12 when he has 3 cards in hand. Oof, it's sketchy. It's definitely sketchy. I think I'm supposed to not block. And if they have exactly Lightning Bolt plus Skewer the critics, I lose. Do you think Lair will be better than additional caverns or cards like Vestige Fetch? I mean, better is a strong word. I don't know. I think that everything in Amulet is a choice. Okay, so now we win. Now this is very lethal. I think this is the best thing that I can do. We're gonna play Bounce Land. Bounce the Cavern, I guess. We're gonna get Battlements, Valakut. Then we're gonna play Vesuva, copying Valakut. Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, the permutations just don't matter. Battlements, Valakut. This is just lethal by a lot. Kill my opponent's dudes. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Just can't help myself. I'm weak. I am weak, chat. I can't not kill my opponent's things. Just to be an Amulet player, I can't help it. I feel you, my friend. So, face, 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 Swift Spear, Swift Spear. I just wanted to, you know, lethal them with primetime triggers. With the primetime attack, you know. Burn again. Radiant Fountain comes in. Whew. Hot. Bujugabok comes out. Yuck. That's kind of it. So I don't care for this. Don't care for that. I'm bringing that, and that. I think I'd rather just have a land. Just an untapped source. Yeah, this seems fine to me. Burn is rare to see. What's a good matchup for Burn? I think Burn has a fine 4-color matchup, if I'm not mistaken. So this hand is a turn 3 kill, so we're gonna keep it. Just turn 1 Saga, play Amulet. Turn 2, play Castle. Turn 3, pop Saga, find Amulet, kill my opponent. I would have put a 1 on yourself. Maybe that was the right play. Maybe I punted. Walking Ballista has been revealed. How's the kid doing at Amulet gold fishing? She's been having trouble with her mulligans. Oh, that's right. I blame Battlements. Oh, that sucks. I actually don't have a kill. I forgot. You're 100% right. I don't have lethal. Gross. Well, I'm gonna play Grazer and then I'm gonna play Castle, and now I can steal Primetime next turn. Aw, man! I'm playing Battlements, dude! This sucks! They kill Amulet. Yeah, but like... Yeah. Whatever. We got scammed. Battlements confirmed strictly worse. No, I mean, this is the kind of matchup where Battlements is at its best, right? Or you're just trying to goldfish. So, that's a nice draw. We're gonna find Amulet here. Play land. We're not gonna attack. We're just gonna find Radiant Fountain. Because I'm gonna play around Deflecting Palm. So definitely getting Radiant Fountain. What else could we get? Maybe just get Valakut? We also drew a Primetime, so we don't have to take damage here, which is nice. We don't have to pay for pack next turn, which is nice. Skullcrack. Okay. They can't lethal me next turn, so that's fine. I don't care. I'm gonna play Ballista because I can. And next turn, if they Skullcrack, then they can't hold up Deflecting Palm. They also can't play anything here. So we effectively get a nice little time walk there. Okay. Oh, I messed up. Doesn't matter. Like, I messed up my sequencing, but it doesn't really matter. So we're gonna get Vesuva and Battlements. So now we get to gain 2. Do we attack? If I attack with both of them... If I attack with both of them, my opponent Deflecting Palms one of them, they take 6. I go down to 6 and then I lose to Double Bolt. But I get 2 triggers and then I can get Growth Chamber, and I can get 2 more life. Yeah, so this is fine. So we're just going to haste here, I think. Swim with both. Yeah, swim with both. Then we can get one of the triggers is going to be Tolaria West. Tolera West, Growth Chamber. And we have to bounce the Tolera West. The other bounce is gonna be bounce land Valakut, I think. So Growth Chamber number 2 on Valakut. And then we can transmute, play the Dryad. We can pay for both packs. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we trigger Valakut once for good, twice for good measure. We can also get Lair of the Hydra. Well, I'm not even sure how big I want the lair to be. It's just an extra green source, but then I don't lose to any random nonsense. Could be a fetch land. Fetch land doesn't really change the clock. No, but then I have to actually crack it, so it doesn't work. Yeah, that's the plan, Pikes. I'm just thinking what the other land's gonna be. I think it's gonna be another Valakut. I'm still gonna play Radiant Fountain though. But I just had to make sure that I had enough green sources so I can pay for Pact. So now opponent's gonna depalm one of these prime times. We bounce Radiant Fountain. They're gonna take 4 down to 16. We go down to 6. Transmute. Pact. Pact. For Dryad. Play Dryad. Play this and trigger Valakut while I'm at it. Always yes. Always yes. Always yes. And play this out because why not? Play the round, deflecting palm like an absolute champion. I mean, if my burn opponent is playing Blood Moon, they got me. And I can still die to triple 1 mana burn spell here, right? But I can't be depalm into triple 1 mana burn spell. Like land into triple 1 mana burn spell. Like they need to have exactly all of those cards. So I think this is what gives me the highest chance of winning this game. Yeah, it doesn't do it. Die to double sprinting system of GG to pay back. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of like Molten Rain or something, you know what I'm saying? But I have the Dryad though, so I don't care. Pay for pack, thank you. And pay for pact. Boil. Yeah, that would be impressive. So they just have 1 mana. So here's this. No, no era letal. Nos faltaba un... Mi oponente está en 9, ¿no? No está en 10. Is the stream title an inside joke or is it actually? It's an inside joke, yeah. Alright. Yeah, it's looking good. Alright, this kind of hands are my favorite because you're like, how am I ever going to miss a land drop, right? I'm playing 32 lands. How can I ever miss a land drop? I'm also going to be drawing extra off Explore. I can play turn 1 Gracer, turn 2 Explore, hit all my land drops. It's going to be great. And then we're just going to keep this, and then because we're on the draw, and then we're just never gonna find our lands, and we're just gonna roll over and die. Like these are painful hands, you know what I'm saying? Like these are the ones that you would imagine. These are the ones that really punish you. It has begun, chat. It has begun, chat. We're never hitting another land drop, are we? We're never ever finding another land. It's just not gonna happen. We're never finding another land. This is a Karn matchup, by the way. This is very, very much a Karn matchup. So that's good. Like I'm happy that I'm playing Karn here. This matchup is pretty bad, but Karn makes it significantly better. Not that it makes it good, like I wouldn't go to that extent, but bounce land. Clap. I told you, chat, always keep these hands because everything is gonna work out. Never mulligan this kind of hand because everything is fine. You don't need to worry about anything. The deck's got you covered. Can we find another bounce land off the top? Deck. Okay? I never ask for too much. Can I have another bounce land off the top? That would be very good for us. Like, we would enjoy that thoroughly. We would thoroughly enjoy another land off the top. Not having Cage in this matchup, a little bit of a beating. Cage was a staple in my Karn wish board for the last couple of months, and now I cut it for hers and punished. Bounce land. There's no way you're doing this to me, deck. Boseiju your land. Okay, that's gross. So I guess now I'm supposed to do this and get another semi-growth chamber. And now next turn I can Karn minus for PD Needle in the same turn, which is pretty nice. Look at this Gracie boy. Look at this Gracie boy holding this like disgusting gross spirit at bay. Gracie boy is just chilling here, no fear whatsoever. Just chilling here. Doesn't mind this disgusting monster. It's like, yeah, I got you, fam. I got you, fam. I don't mind. Sideboard Darksteel Citadel. Yeah, I was never a fan of that. You should probably sideboard the other one, the one that makes a bunch of treasures if you sack it. I think it's better than Darksteel Citadel. You could also sideboard one of the green dual lands, which I never actually tried, but it does sound kind of hot, if I'm being honest. Alright, opponent finally saw the line. Tree of Tales. No, one of the ETB tapped lands from what's his name? Eldritch Evolution. The Simic land, yeah, that's the one. Something Bridge, whatever that is. Giraffe's Messenger. Okay, so I guess opponent's on the beatdown plan over there. I think we're going to take 3 because we're going to just Karn for Needle here. Beating Needle, just going to name Yawgmoth. The Tron Physician. So this can now block, protect the Karn. If opponent sends both at Karn, we're just gonna let Karn go, play it right instead. All right. What are you gonna do, opponent? You're gonna go face. Yeah, sending everything at Karn, so that's fine. Karn down. Any untapped land that we're gonna be in good shape. Hierarch. Okay. Pass. So we can Karn again, or we're just gonna Dryad here. And now we have lethal for next turn. The Cording? Oh, main deck endurance. Okay, that's fine. We don't care. So they just die next turn. Yogg doesn't do anything, which is nice. Opponent's attacks are not great. We have Titan mana. We have plenty of Titans. Grist is good. Grist is definitely good. So now they can kill. We don't have the life gain, so Grist is definitely very good there. So I think we're just gonna chump here, and whichever one we chump doesn't matter. We're just gonna prime time. And I guess if my opponent has another Grist, we lose. So if they got Grist number 2, we're dead, but there's nothing we can do about it. Because we don't have main deck Radiant Fountain. So not too much to do about it, just cross fingers. But if they have second Grist, they sack whatever and they swing for lethal. That doesn't do anything. I guess they could have Cord. If they have Cord, I lose. Okay. Well, here's a Dryad. There's not too much else I can do about this. So here's a Dryad. Yep. Can we give a shout out to Connor the Great Creator right there? Chat, please give a just. Can you help me out over here? Giving a shout out to good old Karn. We would have lost that game without Karn. Would have lost easily. Also, it covers the Magus for us, which is nice. I think this is fine. Maybe cut one Saga. I'm gonna have the Endurance to Pact for, but I don't think it's an actively good card that I want to be drawing this matchup. Since Main Deck Fountain may be better than Bog in the current leagues. No, not really. Not really. We did get paired like against. We did get paired against Murktide. We did get paired against what's his name, Living End, right? So we did get paired against all the Bog matchups. And we beat all the Fountain matchups anyways, right? So that should be telling, right? Like we beat Burn even without the Main Deck Fountain. Like it just didn't matter. So that's even a little bit more of a tell, you know? That maybe we don't really need the Fountain. Because Burn, at this point, like I feel like Burn has become such a good matchup. Like it was always historically a good matchup, but like it's gotten to the point where it's just like really, really, really good. These hands are not really good though. So down to 5 we go. This is a good 5-card hand. Okay, so we're gonna keep this. We're gonna bottom Gracer and a Bounce Land, I think. What is the worst downside of Karn in your opinion? Lack of cyber slot or slightly less explosiveness? Yeah, you're giving up explosiveness because you don't have as many. I'm gonna play the fetch instead of Cavern of Souls because of turn 2 Magus, right? Which my opponent could have. You're giving up the explosiveness of not having Colossus to draw naturally, but you're gaining in resilience. Like for example, if our opponent surgicals or which is what's about to happen. Like they're just gonna... Oh, Grist. Okay. We could pact for Azusa here, and then we would die to... If we pact for Azusa, we would die to Boseiju. Naturally drawn Azusa, unlucky. So unlucky. I'm gonna just basically... This is me saying, okay, if you got the force, I'm good. Like, we can just call it. Looks like my opponent does have the force. Unfortunate. Yeah. Pitching Dryad Arbor? Oh, man. That's the dream. You draw the Dryad Arbor, and it's like a free pitch to your Force Evader. Ah. I'm so jealous, opponent. I am so jealous. But I think we mull to 5. I think we just need to get lucky, right? Like we're not gonna be, you know, it's not gonna be super likely that we can get there otherwise. Like we just have to, like we're just far behind. My opponent has the turn 2 Grist. It's just rough, you know. It just is. So I think we're just in a situation where we just kind of have to hope that it works out. I mean, we could still naturally draw the Azusa and then cast it prime time, or I guess naturally drawn Dryad would be the best, because naturally drawn Dryad forces the Grist down tick. But I'm gonna have to pact. Oh, they just have Yawg. Wow. I've never seen this Court of Calling art before. It's kind of ugly. Can we beat this? Probably not. Yeah, I don't think we can beat this Yawgmoth. I'm just gonna draw too many cards, give my opponent too much value, and then next turn they can just combo off. Because they're gonna draw a Gazillion cards. Creature steal a 4/3, that's funny. Yeah, I can't really envision a subset of draws that actually wins the game here for me. Does Yawg have to target a creature for the counter? No, it does not. So if you think your opponent has removal, but you really need to make sure that your trigger is good, like that you draw the card, then you can just target nothing. This am I cutting another Saga? I think I am. I think I'm cutting 2 Sagas, and I'm gonna bring in the other Cavern of Souls. Just an untap source. I don't think Bujukabok matters whatsoever. Sure, like you can make a Grist ultimate a little bit worse, but like we're not. If we lose, it's not to the Grist ultimate, right? But yeah, this is why Yawgmoth is a bad matchup. It's because your game 1 is kind of okay, but yeah, your games 2 and 3s are rough. They're very rough. And my opponent didn't even Magus me, right? They could have corded for Magus, and they didn't even do that, and we still lost pretty badly. This is a pretty good hand, however. It's a quick hand, and with any untapped land, we're gonna have access to a prime time on turn 3, which is obviously pretty good. Untapped land. Okay. Oops. Opponent could technically, they could, like, we could draw an amulet, and then it would have been better to just hold on to the bounce land, but it's more likely that we find an untapped land than we find an amulet, so because of that we're going to do this. And they could have Necromentia here, which is potentially problematic, and it's a reason to leave Cultivator in the deck. The problem I have with leaving Cultivator in this matchup is that you see what's going on, right? Even if we could pack for Cultivator, we couldn't cast it, and also if we could, then we wouldn't be able to get too much value out of it. Like, if you don't have everything going on for you, like if you don't have bounce lands and amulets, Cultivator is just not that good a card. Necromentia is a beating here. Magus of the Moon is a beating. Probably can't beat either of those cards. Would love to find Karn. Karn would be a sick draw. Outland Liberator is fine. The annoying thing about Liberators, now we have to deal with this garbage here. So here's a Grazer. I'm just gonna play out the Cavern. Gonna name Giant. Okay, so we have to dodge Necromentia here. But if we do, we could be in okay shape. We have to dodge Necromentia, we have to dodge Magus. In fact, if I'm packing for the prime time, I may just get Basic Forest plus something else here. Probably Valakut, Basic Forest Valakut. Yawgmoth, okay. Evolution for Magus. Yep. Sucks for us. Really sucks for us. Karn! Come to me, Karn! Time for the Great Creator to make an appearance. Karn! I could have packed her for Dryad there, but we lose to Grist. So probably not interested in doing that. Opponent draws the basic Swamp. They have Cord too. Ugh. Karn. Sadness. Still gonna pass the turn here. Things get worse and worse every turn, because now my opponent's gonna Cord for Yogg. They're gonna get to on top with Yogg, and I'm gonna be really far behind. At this point, I'm probably just dead. Man, Yogg is such a miserable matchup. Such a hard matchup for us. Games 2 and 3 are just so miserable. Oh, they just have the natural Yogg in hand? Okay. Really missing the card Dismember right now. So my opponent's ahead on life, which means that this combo, which I can't disrupt, is just lethal. Alright. We got. Definitely a Karn matchup. Would have been awesome to not get Magus or to do find a Karn, but it is what it is. See you next round. All right, we have another one of these hands on the draw. All right, it worked last time, right, chat? Why would it not work this time? We even have an amulet this time around. It's even better than the previous times. It's actually worse because we can't cast an Explorer. But if we do find the bounce line, though, whew, baby, it's gonna be hot. Points on the play, they move to 6. Urza's Power Plant. Alright. Do we have the bounce land? Bounce land. Oh, you love to see. You love to see the Colossus. Just love to see it. The best thing about being looking for a land is that you can always draw your 7-drop, you know? CV John Run with the Prime sub. Welcome to the Prime Time Stronghold once again. Oh, classic hand, yeah, exactly. This just needs a bounce land. What could go wrong, right? Also, we got paired against a mul to 6 Tron opponent who kept a basic forest, man. Ugh. That's gross. That's just disgusting. We're just gonna lose to a Tron gamer that did not have turn 3 Tron. Bounce land. Ugh. I think I have to play this out, and I have to play the Dryad, because sure, my opponent can now, you know, Tron in minus, whatever, but the problem is if I miss my land drop in order to blow up my opponent's, like, tower or whatever, like, I'm not really achieving anything. Like, I'm not really progressing my own game plan, and I think that if my game plan is so much better than my opponent's, that I have to try to make my game plan work. Walking Ballista. Bounce land so I can win. I knew it, chat. I knew it. Ugh. I knew it. I'm not blocking because my opponent can just buff this and kill my Dryad, so. Well, show me what you got, opponent. Ugh. That's so rough, man. I hate this so much. They should take the amulet here. It's the only right play. So frustrating. That's the worst possible play. Never count out. Bounce land, please. Thank you. Thank you, Deck. Thank you. Never count out a Tron player's ability to somehow end up making the worst possible play. Never count him out. Never count him out. You would be surprised. So they had to kill the Dryad or they had to kill the amulet. Those are the only two correct plays. The only two right plays. Now they're dead. I should have been the dead one. So we're gonna do Hanweir Battlements. And then we're just gonna do like fetch land and whatever. Mario. I mean, that's the Tron life. Somebody's gotta leave it. Fetch land Vesuva. Copy that. I'm definitely killing Karn, by the way. Also killing the Walking Ballista for value. Cut Bog. Bring in 1 force. Yeah, that's okay. That seems fine. Yeah, we're gonna move to 6 here. This hand just doesn't do anything. This stupid Colossus, man. I've had Colossus in my opening hand so many times today. How many times have I had Colossus in my opener and it was terrible every time? It's kind of mind-boggling. Opponent kept 6. I'm gonna move to 5. Move to 4. Alright, this hand's pretty good. So we're gonna keep this. We're gonna bottom Colossus. We're gonna bottom Great Creator. And we're gonna bottom... So I think I have much more ETB and tap lands than I have. So I'm moving to 4, right? Likelihood of me winning this game is pretty low. So the only chance I have is to get lucky. And the way to get lucky is for me to try and untap land off the top. This allows me to go turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Dryad, and like any other land that I draw, and then turn 3 Titan for the win. So I'm gonna... This may be like a little bit weird, But with my opponent keeping 7, I don't think I'm likely to win this game otherwise. So I'd rather keep the best. Am I a genius or what? And now I have to find literally any other land. And we may just win. Nature's Claim would be a beating. Like, obviously, like we can't beat anything, right? Like, we're just so far behind on a mul to 4 against my opponent's 7. That place, yeah, that's +1 mana. So that is a Titan next turn. That is a Titan next turn, baby. Pass the turn. And they fetch Yawgmoth. It makes me think that they probably have access to... What's going on? They have access to Force, and they can't cast Force? Nature's Claim. Okay, yeah, that's obviously leaving. Again, we're not beating anything, as I was saying earlier, right? Amulet. I guess even if we do find Amulet, we can't win anyways. So we're gonna go Castle, Land, Bounce. And do I play the Gracer? If I play the Gracer now, Bounce Land allows me to cast Titan next turn. So I think it's correct for me to play this. Again, we're dead to Karn Plus, but we're also dead to Karn Minus anyway, right? So if my opponent does have a Karn, we're dead regardless. It just doesn't matter. Also, shout out to my opponent for getting Yawgmoth and allowing me to, you know, have untapped castle. I mean, we had it because of Dryad, but, you know, we have guaranteed untapped castle now. That's the great creator. Liquid metal coating. Okay. I'm gonna upkeep my Sanctuary. It's a good play. It's a good play. Hold. Hold. All right. Bounce land off the top next turn. Let's go. I feel like I would have just minus that Karn, so... No, it's fine to get coding there. Like, it's just fine, yeah. Because there's an argument for making sure that we can get Sundering Titan. But coding makes it so I can't resolve Titan. Yeah, coding's just a better play. Can we dodge here? Are we gonna dodge here? It's kind of a dodge. So we gotta find bounce land here. Oh, no, that's definitely not a dodge. At this point, there's no draw that gets me there, so. Move to 4 into Nature's Claim. Did not get there. We would have gotten there otherwise, but the Nature's Claim was too much. Yeah, just submit this. We got Boseiju, which is pretty interesting. We have our own Karn, but we're going to play it only on turn 4. I'm going to ship this. We can do better. Dude, this Colossus fucking sucks, man. I'm going to keep this hand and bottom this Colossus, but god damn. God damn that Colossus, man. So we really need to draw an untapped land here. Basic Forest would be the best. Gracer is kind of brutal, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna get Gruul Turf here. Because we get got by Nature's Flame otherwise, right? Like, it really sucks that it's the only land that I have, but... C'est la vie. Now you show up? God damn it. So, I'm gonna explore here. Prime time. Into Saga. And then I think we Gracer, because this is gonna be too slow otherwise. So we're gonna bounce here and pass the turn. So if they have Karn, they can Karn minus. Hopefully they have Great Creator, and then our Great Creator blanks my opponent's Great Creator. I mean, best case scenarios they have Wormcoil, but no, obviously they have the one that matters. But maybe they take the Saga instead of the bounce land. They don't. The good thing is the Karn kind of forces the minus, so that's kind of neat. So we go Great Creator minus. Man, losing against Tron sucks, particularly when they literally gave me the game. So if I get coding, basically my opponent is forced into minusing here. But I guess they are also, if I get needles, so getting needles better. They should probably still minus on my land. They're gonna have something else though, they just have to. Okay, so Karn's gone. If they have second Karn liberated, we're pretty much dead. If they have Great Creator, we're probably dead. We can still find the bounce land off the top, though. We have 8 bounce lands plus Vesuva. So that's nice. Never mind. You love to see it. You just love to see it, don't you? Do you have any outs at this point? Sylvan's crying. For basic forest. We got it. That's so rough, dude. Okay, I'm gonna name I'm just gonna name Karn Liberated. There's an argument for naming Karn the Great Creator since we already went through one Karn Liberated, but I think I'm gonna need, if I find the land, I'm gonna need to get liberated, so get a Great Creator, but yeah. Sometimes it's not meant to be and you draw 3 Primeval Titans before you find any fucking land, but it's what it is. It's how it goes sometimes. Alright, last match. So we can go turn 1 Gracer, turn 2 Dryad Bog. These can be a Saga, it can be... Yeah, okay, this hand is resilient enough, and the fact that I have a Cavern is pretty nice. This hand is resilient enough that I think it's worth keeping. I guess there's a possibility that I just don't play Dryad on turn 2 and I instead go explore into Bog. It depends on what my opponent's up to. But I may want to just chill and hold on to this BG Yawgmoth until I can get value from it. I do think it's worth playing Gruul Turf off the Gracer regardless, even though like I do get punished if I find exactly Amulet, but it's more like I just rather net more mana and have more lands in play, I think. Opponent keeps 7. Gonna name Beast. Play Gruul Turf. Say go. Let's see what my opponent's doing over there. Hallowed Fountain. Well, I definitely don't want to expose this expedition map for no reason. I have not seen a Hallowed Fountain in a long, long time. Well, that's nice. So we're gonna name Giant here, and we're just gonna play Dryad into Bog. Attack with Gracer, of course. So now we can Karn next turn. I guess we're gonna see what my opponent does. If they play a land, or if they have a blue source, I'm probably gonna go. Oh, they're tapping out. Oh, they're playing Hammer? They're holding up Spell Pierce. So, get Growth Chamber, float green, play this, bounce, replay, name Giant, cast Explore, miss, attack. Beware of the fish players. Nah, I'm not respecting Melfolk. Never did, never will. But Hammer is a little bit more scary. I mean, we did draw our Karn, which is nice, but... Oh, okay. Okay, so that's what my opponent's up to. Well, this is very good for us. Well, they're super dead. Yep. Okay, so first Vigor against the Embry deck. Unlicensed Hearse. I probably won't Cavern. Don't think I care for Radiant Fountain. Colossus out. Gracer, a couple of Gracers out. What answers could my opponent have to Saga? Not that very many, huh? I really doubt opponent has too many answers to Urza Saga. So it's probably worse than the fetch land. Maybe Lair? I'm gonna leave in the Lair though. It's an untapped land. It's got the Lair. Is this 12 cast? I don't know what it is. It looked like blue-white Stoneforge, Esper Sentinel, Urza Saga nonsense. So I have to assume that it's a good matchup. Unless they have like turn 1 Emery or something ridiculous like that. Even turn 1 Emery we can beat. Even turn 2 Stoneforge we can beat. Turn 3 Infinite Combo we can't beat, however. So if that's my opponent's draw, they're gonna get us. I still like my chances against artifact-based decks, particularly when I'm playing the Great Creator. Also, your opponent plays Kaldra, you plus on it, then you chump with Gracer, and then it falls off. It's very satisfying. It's very satisfying to plus Karn on a on a Kaldra and have it die. There was one point where Karn was bugged, and it would, regardless of the mana cost of the card, it would just turn it into a 1/1. So that was something. Yep, we're keeping this one. This one shall be kept. We're keeping this one. Turn 1 Amulet. Turn 2 Land Expedition Map. Hold up Force. Turn 3. I guess we can't kill. God damn it. Wow. Really? Okay. Senor Elio. Thank you for the follow. Senior Elio? Sorelio? Who knows? We're gonna get prismatic ending here. Is our ending gonna be prismatic? Ooh. Opponent's also playing Sagas. Let's see whose Saga is better, opponent. You wanna bet? My opponent could have Solitude, to be fair. They could have Solitude. I dare you, opponent, to have engineered explosives. I double dare you to have engineered explosives. This is too hilarious to play around anything, though. Like, I'm not gonna play around my opponent having engineered explosives, right? Like, this is just too hilarious not to do. Oh no, Ashiok? Please don't Ashiok me. Ah, that's gross. That's so gross. I think I'm just losing to this Ashiok. I just lose to this Ashiok now. This is hilarious. The highest high and the highest low and the lowest lows. Oh yeah. My opponent is a minuser, chat. My opponent is a minuser. Is it minus? Wait. Where's my command? There you go. Yeah. We have so much mana, though. I'm gonna chill on this force, though. Like, I'm not scared of what this Saga can get because I can just kill it, so I'd rather just get a 2-for-1. The problem is that the Kaldra is going to protect the Ashiok unless I find... I guess if I find Primetime, even if I can't fetch, I can still haste it because of Battlements and kill the Ashiok. It's been a while since I've used the Ashiok command. It's been a while. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back using the Ashiok command. Opponent probably has to find a Pity Needle to name Hanweir Battlements here. That's the best thing they can do off of Saga. But again, like whatever they do, just blow it up, so I don't really care. I'm kind of scared of this Kaldra. This is a real clock. Do you think Reclaimer piles have any legs in the current meta? Not really. But to be honest, they never really do anyway, so like nothing really has changed. They're fun. They're fun decks that I love, but they're not super competitive. We can draw Colossus, give him haste. We can draw a card of Colossus. Woof. That's hot, baby. That is hot. Talisman of Prague. I guess Colossus will be better than Primetime here. Colossus would be a 2-2, though, so there's that. Okay, now my opponent does not minus, which is weird to me, but that's a good draw. Chat, we're not complaining about that draw, okay? We don't complain about it. I'm just about to get got by Metallic Rebuke, aren't I? I'm just gonna get hella rebuked right here. Alright, my opponent wanted it more than I did. My opponent certainly wanted it more than I did. I've seen enough. I have been beaten. Ashiok is a really problematic card. So I'm just gonna bring in Lair just as a way to pressure Ashiok. Ashuk is a big problem. I still don't think I want Cultivator. Maybe the first Cultivator is better than hers. I don't know. Who knows anyway. Yeah, I guess I'm keeping this hand. Not super stoked about it, but I'm not shipping this. I'm not shipping this shit. Prismatic Ending. Esper Sentinel. That's much less threatening than Prismatic Ending. Don't mind if I do. So I think I'm getting one token out of this regardless, so I might as well do it like this. The problem is my Saga's gonna get destroyed. Can you hurry up and break the meta with some new brew? I've got less than a month. My Legius monster. Oh man, sorry, Stabs. I broke it with Fall of the Fran. Did you trim aggressive because you don't need to block? Exactly, yeah. I'm not particularly scared of my opponent's threats. I mean, the threat I'm scared of is like Ashiok, right? So we don't care about that, so that's nice. This is not a particularly great card against Amulet. So float a mana here. Fetch for, I think, Expedition Map. Now we're getting Amulet here. Fetching Expedition Map next turn, I think. And I'm getting Cavernous Souls, I think. Because I can't, I'm gonna play one of my non-bounce lands here. So we're gonna play Cavernon Giant. And just make a construct. This is nice because it pressures, like my opponent plays Sashi, I can just pressure it, which is nice. Kind of sad that this ended up being a matchup where constructs would have mattered. Like the way that the game ended up playing out is a lot more unusual and more like value oriented than the normal way that this matchup plays out. Okay. Prismatic Ending? Oh, Aether Spellbomb. Another Growth Chamber doesn't do anything for us. Expedition Map. We can crack this map to find another Saga. I think I want to do that. Man, this matchup ended up a lot more awkward than I thought. Ugh, Shadow Spear's a little bit of a beating. So they can now raise my constructs with Kaldra lifelink. And I don't have a way to gain life. How much blood should I be coughing while I sleep? What's too much? If you can drown in it, then it's too much. But if it's not enough that you would drown it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. I think that's how you measure that. Alright, so my opponent's out of gas. Because they're just tapping out here to do that. Thank you, Dr. Me, exactly. So I can cast Titan next turn. Awesome. So we're just gonna play this Boseiju, which is gonna be my second green source. And we can serve. And then make a construct. Swing for 4. And now we fetch third amulet, play primetime. I guess my opponent could have Ashiok. That's not Ashiok. Okay, so we're looking pretty good now. Take 6. It's actually kind of nice because that's a blocker. Amulet, play bounce land. Nice damping sphere, opponent. How will I ever cast my Primeval Titan through that damping sphere? How is that even possible? We even get to bounce Boseiju here. Oh, hotness. Absolute hotness. Look at this shit. So I can threaten to haste. I don't think that's where I want to be. I can force a vigor. I can lair. I think we're just gonna go lair and Boseiju. I could also go lair plus saga. That gives me 3 green sources, so I can play Gracer and I can also force. Yeah, that's probably fine. The other option would be Boseiju. I'm planning to just hard cast. Like, this is another blocker that can chump this thing. And I can just hard cast the force. Like, I don't need to. I didn't fuck this up, right? It's 2 mana to Gracer. And then Gracer is plus 3 mana. I think I got this. Yeah, I think the force is going to cost 6. 7 if I want to pay for Sentinel, which is exactly the amount of mana that I have. Yeah, this is fine. So play Valakut. So force here and here. Pay for your stupid Esper Sentinel. I think this is better than just force pitching Gracer, right? This can just chump, effectively gain 3 life. We still have Boseiju for next turn, which is nice. We want to serve. I think so, right? We swing 10, and then these are lethal next turn. Because my opponent probably can't grow this. We're still probably going to chump. This may be a greedy attack, but I think it's a correct attack. I guess they could have Nettlecyst, maybe? And they play Nettlecyst, they equip... But I'm probably dying to Nettlecyst regardless because of Aether Spellbomb. Yeah. So... Yeah, we're dead to Nettlecyst specifically, or I guess Stoneforging to Nettlecyst, if that's something that my opponent's playing. But the problem is I'm playing Battlements, right? So I need to do something like this because I actually have to put pressure on my opponent. That's a lot of mana. I'm scared. Urza? Yep. That's pretty good. That's real good. Is opponent gonna spin? That's it's definitely, it's not a lethal top deck, but it's an above average one. Like that's definitely one that matters. Has we made the first word yet? Was it? I mean, no, not yet. I'm hoping that the baby's first words are paradiddle, but it may be asking a little bit too much. Gotta push yourself though, you know? Opponent must be new to MTGO, because they're not particularly fast player. They say their Spellbomb is really messing things up. I may have to just like Boseiju it, just so I force my opponent to use it main phase. Oh, yeah, I guess that we just do that, and then my opponent can't do anything about me hardcasting the Titan again. The baby's first word is Sakama. Ugh. Just, ugh. That would be heartbreaking. In fact, if I blow up this Spellbomb and my opponent blows up... Okay. So now they can kill one of my amulets. But funny enough, if they kill my construct and then I go for Boseiju on the Spellbomb and they bounce my Primetime, it's actually better for me. Because I get to just recast it, get Transmute plus Bounce Line, get Valakut. Oh, I guess I can't haste. Yeah, so I guess I would still need to trigger it second main. So if I block with Gracer, the Germ, I only take 2. Yeah, so this, but current is definitely your choice for best person ambulance in leagues. I don't know if in leagues, but it felt good today. Like Karn felt good today, for sure. We did get, like, Battlements have not. Battlements have not felt good, but Karn did. Would have it kill you with an equipped construct? I mean, I just block, right? I just chump block. They don't have Shallow Spear anymore, I forced it. If they stood up this with Nettlecyst, I would have died, yes. Oh, if they equip the construct. I guess so? So if they equip the construct, they would have swung for how much? They would have swung for... Because if they equip construct, they don't have this, right? So this would be a 6s, that would be 11, and we double block. Yeah, would have been, they would have had exactly lethal. Yeah, I guess I was dead to move the Caldra over here. Yeah, I would have had to block with Prime Time, and then they bounce it. Oh no, but then if they bounce the Titan, then I go down to 1, right? Yeah, so it's not lethal. It's exactly not lethal. I go to 1. Yeah, but then that would have untapped and I would have been left with nothing. So, I think the play here is to... actually, do I want to do that? I think I do. One, two, three, four. They can't spin if I do this. So this forces my opponent to do something here. If they don't bounce primetime, I win. And if they do bounce primetime, I think I'm still in okay shape. That's why I really don't like Battlements. Yeah. I'm there with you. No, though to be fair, like they would only take 3, right? Because even if we double strike, but I'm planning to go the Dryad route. But if we double strike, they just block here, and then first strike damage happens for both, and I only trample for 3. But this exiles the Titan because it deals combat. It does damage. All right, so my opponent makes the play that we expected them to make. We're gonna play this. I'm gonna bounce this. Recast primetime. We have used our land drop though. So what are we gonna do? We have triple amulet. So I guess we can. We only have 1 Tolaria West. This would actually be a Tolaria West for Colossus, I think. I guess no, that we can whiff, so never mind. Yeah, this would not be a Tolaria West for Colossus. I'm trying to think whether I should pay with this or whether I should pay with this. We're gonna get. I guess we're gonna get Valakut plus haste. Then we're going to attack. We're gonna get Tolaria West. Throat Wolfie tier 1 sub. Welcome back. Should activate when it cruise hearse. Crap tier card. Yeah, I know. Bull crap. I guess it's better to just transmute for Dryad, right? And kill the Ursa. If I kill the Ursa, opponent can move over to the move over the equipment to the construct, but that's their entire turn. Yeah, I think we just don't attack. Oh, but we can't kill Ursa. Damn it, this is hard. If we do haste primetime, what happens? We're not super afraid of dying, but we're afraid of my opponent tapping with Ursa. We also could technically die to Damping Sphere. But the problem is hasting doesn't really do anything for me. That's the problem. Like I could haste both Titans and it still does nothing for me because they just block and block and I don't really go anywhere. Bounce this. So yeah, transmitting for Valakut is just a better line, I think. For Valakut forward Dryad, I mean. Gonna pay 1 for that boy. And I think we're actually killing the Esper Sentinel. Because if we kill the Sentinel, that makes the construct 1 smaller. And this is so awkward. But we actually don't have a lethal line here. Oh, is he a slow sealed? And I guess now we have access to a bunch of blockers, at least. Because we can also make Lair into a 5/5. So we can't really die unless my opponent can like keep flying to the construct or something. And we're setting up a win for next turn. And if my opponent finds, if they rip like Second Damping Sphere into answer to Dryad, we lose the game. But I think that's fine. I think that's unlikely enough that I'm okay with it. Just losing to that. They only have 1 draw step and then Urza spins. They do have a bunch of air in their deck though. That's a spin, that's a saga. That doesn't do anything. It's just 1 more mana. So they have 1 more spin now. So unless they drew like a combo piece and they spin into the other combo piece, I think we're good to go. Yeah, okay, so now we win. Phew. I think this kind of matchup is good for us overall. Particularly if we're playing Karnov, of course. Alright, wrapping things up. I'm just not a fan of this card. Like every time just punishes me, man. I just fail to see. I feel like for every time I'm in a situation where I say, oh, look at that, like I'm losing the game because for every time that I'm losing the game because I have Stronghold instead of Battlements, there's like 3 or 4 where I'm not winning the game because I have Battlements instead of Stronghold. Sure, there's also the fact that, you know, sometimes you're looking for a green source and you top like a Boros Garrison or something like that. You know, like those are, it's just so hard to keep track of all of the moving pieces that using one or the other really actually put into account. But I don't know. I just think this card sucks. I don't like it. I'm not a fan at all. Besides that, matches today were, I don't know, like I just feel like I drew like garbage the entire day. Somehow I managed to get 7 victories because the deck is great, but I feel like I drew like garbage. Like I drew my 1 of Stupid Colossus so many times today. I really kind of want to go back and see how many actual times I drew the Stupid Colossus in my opener, and I have to mulligan because of it. But yeah, we also got a little bit lucky a couple of times, of course. Like that's how Magic works. But yeah, we mulliganed a bunch, and we ended up with 7 wins, losing a bad matchup, 2 bad matchups actually. Yawgmoth, we just lost to Magus 3 times. And then the other matchup was against Tron, which is a great matchup, but you know we just mulliganed a bunch and died. So that's how it happens sometimes. List is fun though. I like the shell. I'm not sure. I think I still like Stronghold better. Like if I were playing an event this weekend, I would play the first list instead of this one. But the shell felt fine. Like I do like Karn a fair bit in the metagame right now. I think Karn checks a lot of boxes that I like to be checked. And particularly checks the box of I don't have to put 2 of this card in my deck. that's my favorite box that Karn checks. But I guess you could also just, you know, cut down to 1 Colossus and just play a bunch of Explorers and untap lands and just call it a day. I just don't want to have 2 copies of this card in my deck, basically, ever. So, yeah, that's my parting thoughts after today's stream. hopefully you enjoyed it. It was a long one. Definitely that second league ended up going a lot longer than I thought, but we are done now. If you did enjoy the content, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and you can help, of course, grow the channel, which is a beautiful thing. We like growing the community here. And if you're interested in supporting the stream, you can find the description of the video, all of the different ways that you can do so, and you can, just pick your poison there with donations or Patreon or any or that kind of sort. If you go the Patreon route, you also get access to exclusive content, so that's nice little bonus. But that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video, folks. Take care and bye bye.